Welcome to Feedback Friday, a weekly series. It's not about the gameplay, but instead it's about your questions about me or whatever. It's a little different than Mail Monday. Anyway, this multi-team kill confirmed, and Woody, what are you doing? The game first came out. Anyway, let's get started. Woody, are you paid by Activision to had said that there weren't any problems in Modern Warfare 3 during a video? I'm not hating, I'm just curious. No. And first of all, I don't think I ever said that there weren't any problems with Modern Warfare 3. Spawns and the map design were never my favorite. But here's the deal. Every agent that's ever tried to work with me has started by saying, like, well, let's get paid by Activision or Infinity Ward or Treyarch or something like that. And what they don't understand is these guys get so much attention. All these Call of Duty video makers are doing it for free that, you know, it's really difficult to establish any kind of relationship with them. I certainly don't have one. So yeah, no, they don't pay me for anything. The only maybe sort of special privilege that, like, Machinima people have is they encourage us to re-upload their trailers. But, you know, that's about where it ends, right? You know, it works out for them, it works out for me, it works out for you guys. So the re-uploading the trailers is a fine thing. But yeah, no, I have no relationship with them. They've never paid me to do or say anything. So that's the answer. So this was in response to a video upload. I can't view it on mobile. Your browser doesn't currently recognize any of the video formats available. And here's the deal. I think a lot of people kind of know I upload my videos in 1080p, right? I make the best quality videos that I know how to make and I put them on YouTube. It takes a while. Like, when you first see the video, it's available in 360, and then it comes in 480, and then 720 and 1080p come afterwards, and the slowest one is mobile. Every video I have ever made and ever will make is available on mobile. Every podcast or live stream I do, I set to be available on mobile. Sometimes YouTube doesn't make them available on mobile as quickly. It seems to be that the higher resolution YouTube videos publish a little bit slower, probably because it takes longer to process them, and mobile publishes the slowest. So when you see something not available on mobile, you can rest assured that it wasn't because I decided to screw over my mobile subscribers. That's not what I do. What it actually is YouTube is taking a little bit longer to process that video on mobile. This one that he's talking about is the Hardpoint commentary. And I bet that if you were to view it now, it would be available on mobile. So that's the deal. Just like 1080p takes a few minutes before it's available for people to watch, so does mobile. Woody, do you think YouTube drama is good for the online gaming community? Man, I don't know. So here's the deal. I hate being in YouTube drama. People fuss at me for saying wired, but I'm just not wired to handle it very well. I'm much better than I used to be. It used to be that, like, if I was in, you know, hot water in the little YouTube community, I would be so stressed. I would have, like, physical manifestations of the stress. My neck would hurt. I'd have pain. I wouldn't know how to deal with it. I couldn't sleep right. You know, have you ever been in a fight or about to be in a fight and your stomach gets the butterflies from that, like, fight or flight adrenaline response? I would get that over YouTube drama. Now I'm way more casual about it. I kind of look at the offense, and usually, like, if the thing against you is total BS, then I'm able to, like, quickly compartmentalize it, estimate how long this drama will live, and let it slide. Like, you know, heck, just a few minutes ago, here's something that happened. A subscriber wrote lyrics to the song "Nigga in Paris" by Jay-Z. I think I don't even know the song that well, but he rewrote the lyrics, and it was all about the Painkiller Already podcast that we do, and it was awesome. And he replaced the word nigga with sucka, which to me makes it, like, even less racist, I guess. But you know, people were like, "Oh my God, Woody, you're so racist, you're so bad," etc., etc. And some were joking, but some weren't. And I was just like, the me of 2 years ago would have been like, "Oh man, all these guys are hating on me." The me of now is like, well, let's see. This allegation is completely bullshit. And, you know, this isn't going to go anywhere. I just sort of evaluate how long it will last, let it go, figure out a response. Almost like chess, in that, you know, it's no longer, like, when my opponent takes my queen, it doesn't hurt my feelings. It's just like, oh, okay, so this is his move, this is my counter, etc., etc. That's how I deal with YouTube drama now. It bothers me less. But I'll say, and I'd be lying if I didn't admit that I kind of enjoy watching it. I hate being in it. I hate it. But when I see other guys arguing with each other, a little part of me thinks it's kind of fun to watch. Like, a little part of me is like, you know, this is somewhat entertaining. This guy said or did something, and the response is this, and oh my god, he's still going with this. Doesn't he see that he's digging his hole deeper? And, you know, I'm not talking about any particular YouTube drama in this one. This is the pattern in which they all follow. And, you know, like, as much as I laugh at women and their stupid daytime soap operas, which aren't really popular anymore, but I have my own version of it, and it exists on YouTube, and I can't help but laugh at it sometimes. So, yeah, is it good or bad for the online gaming community? I don't know. You know, I think that there are a lot of people who only watch videos to get better, right? That's their point. They want to see some tips and tricks videos. That's what they enjoy. That's all there is. You know, they see me whip out the black hat and take a care package that's off the map or on a roof, and they're like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. But there are other people who, you know, sort of like the community aspect of it, like, you know, hanging out with the commentators and listening to what they have to say. And for those people, it's a good thing. So I guess overall, maybe it's a good thing in that it adds another aspect of what people can watch and listen to and enjoy. But I'll tell you, if you're in the center of it, like, for me, it super sucks. Like, I don't like it at all. Woody, how hard is it to be a father with a special needed child? For those of you that don't know, Colin's 9 years old, and he has problems with his receptive and expressive speech. Receptive speech, we'll talk about that first. As you listen to me, right, you're hearing me, I'm making sounds, and you're effortlessly translating them into words and thoughts. It's something that you do without even thinking twice. For Colin, it's a challenge. Much like maybe you in a foreign language. You know, it just doesn't really translate from sounds into ideas easily for him. It's something that's a big struggle. And then the other part is the expressive language. The same sort of thing, right? The kind of gymnastics that your tongue does when it says words like gymnastics are nothing to you, right? You just easily whip out words all day long. For him, getting the words out, everything is kind of tricky, and it's just the way he's built. How hard is it? Well, you know, like, for me, there was a time when we first learned about him that it was a challenge. It was like, you know, here's my son, and like maybe he would misbehave in a place where you're not supposed to, say a restaurant, or I know we took him to one of Hope's choruses at one time, right? So this is like a big music hall where you're supposed to be quiet, and he wasn't necessarily quiet. And there were times when it was like, oh my gosh, this is so horrible, you know, and everyone's looking at us, etc. Now, I don't have those same problems. Right? Now the older, more experienced version of me says, this is my son. You got a problem with that? Like, there have been other commentators on YouTube, people who are obviously jealous, who think that we should hide him away, right? Tuck him in a closet and not let anybody see him. And I say, screw that. Absolutely not. You know, I will not act as if I should somehow be ashamed of my special needed child. That's not the deal, right? The deal is he is mine. I am proud of him. If you're hating on him, he's better than you are. You know, you should be hiding away in a closet in embarrassment and shame, not him. That's my current thought process on this. Things that we have to do for him have become second nature. Like, there was a time when modeling his language was a tricky thing for us, right? So, you know, let's say that he says, Carly bit me, right? That's something that he says now. We have this new puppy, you know, she's teething, we're teaching her how to behave, things like that. And her name is actually Harley, with an H. So when he says Carly bit me, we'll repeat, oh, did Harley bite you? Well then, you know, tap her on the nose or something like that. And every time he says just about anything, we model it so that he can hear, like, the perfect example of that sort of thing, and repeat back to him what he said, make sure that, you know, we're saying the right thing. And as he hears this, then, you know, this is one of the ways in which his speech improves. And our whole family does it now without thinking twice about it. Whereas a few years ago, you know, we would all sort of train each other and, you know, correct us when we didn't do it properly and stuff like that. So, you know, our family, is it hard? I don't know. It's just normal life for me now. Like, we're all good with it. So, that's how that is. Colin's awesome. How has your opinion stood up about the Black Ops 2 innovation topic? So a couple weeks ago I made a video saying that, you know what, I've kind of noticed Infinity Ward does the innovation, like COD 4 with the selectable perks and the class setups and all that fun stuff, and then World at War was kind of a copy of that, with dogs instead of helicopters. And then Modern Warfare 2 came out and it had all these, you know, selectable kill streaks and stuff like that, and then Black Ops was kind of a copy of it. Like, Infinity Ward breaks new ground, and then Black Ops polishes and, you know, perfects it. And as I look at Black Ops 2, you know, you tell me, like, clearly Treyarch came up with zombies, right? And that in itself is a ton of innovation. But outside of that, like, what do you think? Which of the developers is breaking the new ground all the time, and which of the developers is doing the polishing? You know, who do you think is doing it more? I think I'm still more or less on target, but I'd love to hear your feedback. If you liked the video, be sure to click like. If you're new around here, click subscribe in the top right corner. And here's 2 videos you may have missed. Left one patch notes, right one actually a gameplay commentary. Check those out and have a good day.